Welcome back everybody to our ongoing Firestick series right here on TechVibes. I am very excited to have you joining me today as we dive deep into the essential tips, clever tricks, and small but powerful fixes for your Amazon streaming devices. In today's highly detailed video, we are going to be thoroughly going over 3 completely different ways to effectively reset your Firestick. Depending entirely on what is specifically wrong with your hardware, you may want to start your troubleshooting journey at method 1. In other more severe scenarios, you may actually need to completely skip ahead and start directly at method 3. I am going to patiently walk you through exactly which specific method you should choose, based on the unique problems you are currently experiencing in this comprehensive guide. I want to make sure you have all the knowledge necessary to get your streaming device back to perfect working order. Let us go ahead and get right into method number 1, which is going to be performing a soft restart on your Firestick. This initial method is heavily recommended for resolving very simple everyday issues, without you having to physically reach behind your television to completely pull the power plug from the wall. A lot of people mistakenly believe that when you simply click the physical power button on your Fire TV Stick remote control, the device actually turns off. The truth is that most of the time, your device is merely going into a low power sleep mode. During this sleep mode, the background processes are still running, memory is still being consumed, and minor software glitches are continuously suspended in the background. This soft restart method is a fantastic way you can completely and safely restart your Firestick on a completely brand new refreshed power cycle. To execute this properly, let us carefully grab our remote control and navigate over to the main settings menu located on your home screen. Once you highlight and click on this little settings tab, we are going to slowly scroll down through the options until we specifically find the tile labeled My Fire TV. Let us go ahead and click directly on that specific tile. From this new menu screen, we are going to scroll down just a little bit further until we see the restart option. Clicking this restart button is basically just forcing your Firestick to safely shut down its operating system and immediately turn itself back on. If you are dealing with very simple, small fixes, this should absolutely be the very first step you try before doing anything else. If you are noticing that your favorite streaming applications are just not loading properly, or if your menu navigation feels incredibly sluggish, you should try this restart method first. This is crucial because, as I mentioned earlier, we very rarely actually restart our Firestick devices naturally. You will simply click that option and then confirm by clicking restart again. Your Firestick will now officially power off, the screen will go temporarily black, and then it will power back on with the standard Amazon logo. This entire rebooting sequence typically just takes around 1 to 2 minutes to fully complete. This process effectively clears out the temporary system memory and gives your processor a much needed clean slate. Now, while we are talking about basic troubleshooting during this first method, I want to briefly touch on your network connection. Sometimes your device feels slow not because it needs a reset, but because your internet connection is heavily congested. If you have your device plugged into a blazing, fast, modern television equipped with an HDMI 2.1 port, you might still experience stuttering if your network is struggling. You should always ensure that your device is connected properly to a strong wireless signal, and sometimes stepping away from a crowded 2.4 GHz network can make a massive difference. You might also want to look into manually modifying your network configuration to use a highly reliable custom server like DNS 8.8.8.8 to resolve connection timeouts. Resolving those minor internet hiccups along with a soft restart usually cures a vast majority of all everyday streaming issues. Now that we have covered the basics, let us get deeply into method number 2. This specific method is going to be slightly more aggressive, as it will completely remove user accounts entirely off of your Firestick device. This is a very interesting feature that many people do not fully understand. If you have spent time manually loading third-party applications or side-loaded software onto your Firestick, this specific deregistration method is actually not going to remove those independent third-party apps off of your device storage. Instead, any official Amazon application that is directly associated with your personal user account will be completely removed and signed out. This process will simultaneously clear out all of your personal user data, viewing history, and linked payment methods. This specific method is absolutely great if you are planning on selling your used Firestick to a stranger online, or if you are simply giving it away to a family member or a friend. You obviously do not want any of your sensitive personal information, credit card details, or private viewing history to go along with the physical device. To initiate this account removal process, you are going to want to open up your main settings menu once again. From there, you will carefully scroll down the screen until you get to the specific tile labeled Account and Profile Settings. You are going to go ahead and click directly on that tile with your remote. Then, from this subsequent menu, you are going to clearly see an option that says Amazon Account. You are going to click right on that Amazon Account option, and then you will want to click the button labeled Deregister. You will likely see a warning prompt asking if you are absolutely sure you want to proceed with this action. You must understand that this action is going to completely remove your primary account, as well as any other secondary user accounts that you might have actively loaded on there. When you go into their respective user profiles, it effectively severs the digital tie between the physical piece of hardware and your personal Amazon Cloud profile. So if you want to intentionally keep your customized third-party apps installed on the hardware, but completely remove all your personal user data, this is the exact proper way to securely reset your Firestick. It is the perfect middle ground between a simple restart and a total system wipe. The new owner will simply have to log in with their own Amazon credentials, and they will immediately have access to the side-loaded applications you graciously left behind for them. Now we need to move forward and thoroughly discuss the third and final method available to you. Let us get right into this third and final method, which is the absolute most drastic measure you can take. If you are forced to use this method, it means your Firestick is completely unresponsive, acting erratically, or failing to load anything at all. You might be staring at a blank screen, your installed apps simply are not working despite multiple attempts, and literally nothing is loading properly when you try to open it. In this dire situation, you desperately need a complete and total factory reset. A standard soft reset or a simple account deregistration will just not do the trick when the operating system files themselves are deeply corrupted or compromised. Let us go deeply into the exact steps for doing a complete factory reset on your device. We are going to grab our remote, go ahead and go back to our main settings tab over on the far right side of the screen. We are going to navigate down to the familiar tile labeled My Fire TV and click on it. Once that menu opens, you want to slowly scroll all the way down to the bottom until you highlight the option that says Reset to Factory Defaults. You might be wondering what exactly this drastic option does to your device. This aggressive process is going to completely and permanently reset your Firestick back to the exact pristine software state it was in on the very day you bought it at the store. It will aggressively wipe out every single downloaded application, every piece of saved network data, all of your saved passwords, and all of your customized system preferences. It is basically the nuclear option for your streaming device. When you click this button, you will be met with a very stern warning message making sure you want to proceed, because this action absolutely cannot be undone under any circumstances. Once you confidently confirm the action, your television screen will likely go completely black for a brief moment. The device will then reboot and display the classic Amazon boot logo, followed shortly by a progress bar indicating that the system storage is being entirely formatted and optimized. This intense process can sometimes take anywhere from 5 to 10 full minutes to completely finish. So you must be very patient and absolutely ensure that you do not unplug the device from the wall during this sensitive time. Unplugging the power during a factory reset can permanently brick the hardware and render it completely useless. Now, typically when you perform this major factory reset, you will almost certainly have to do a large software firmware update right after the device boots back up to the initial setup screen. This is a very common occurrence that I have personally noticed in the past, simply because the factory default image stored on the device's internal recovery partition might be several versions behind the current modern software release. You will have to grab your remote, manually pair it back to the stick by holding the home button, select your preferred language, and then carefully type in your wireless network password all over again. Once the device connects to your local internet router, it will immediately ping the main servers and begin downloading the latest software patches. Even though this entire process is quite tedious and time-consuming, almost any persistent software issues, freezing problems, or severe lagging will usually be completely fixed with this method in my long technical experience. I actually make it a strict habit to forcefully do this complete factory reset, usually about once per year, regardless of whether I am experiencing problems or not. I do this routine maintenance because I constantly test out new software and naturally gain so much hidden digital junk, orphaned cache files, and residual data on my Firestick over the course of 12 months. Performing this annual digital spring cleaning keeps the internal flash storage completely clear and ensures that the system processor can run at maximum efficiency without being bogged down by unnecessary background tasks. It is arguably the absolute best preventative maintenance you can do to greatly extend the overall lifespan of your streaming hardware. I truly hope that these incredibly detailed walkthroughs of the 3 different reset methods have given you the exact information you need to fix your specific device issues today. Dealing with frustrating technology can certainly ruin a relaxing evening, but knowing exactly how to properly troubleshoot your hardware gives you the power to quickly get back to enjoying your favorite movies and shows. Please take a quick moment right now to head down to the comments section below and let me know exactly which Firestick trick video you want me to comprehensively cover next on the channel. I read every single comment, and your direct feedback is exactly what helps me decide what important technical topics to deeply research and present to you in the future. If you found this extensive troubleshooting guide helpful in any way, please be sure to gently tap that like button to help push this video out to other people who might be struggling with their own devices. I also highly encourage you to officially subscribe to TechVibes so you never miss out on any of our upcoming comprehensive tutorials and product reviews. Leaving a thoughtful comment about your own personal experience down below also greatly helps the channel grow and reach a much wider audience. Thank you so much for spending your valuable time with me today, and I will absolutely check you in the next one.